You ready to go? All right. The dishwasher's going on, but that's okay, right?
Do you want to stop it? Or?
No, I mean, they don't expect us to have dirty dishes, right? What if someone dropped over? No one's coming over. Welcome back to another episode of Plant-Based Dads. I'm Joey.
And I'm Tim.
All right, so a lot going on this week. It's just been like the crazy. I mean, I say that every week, but
you do.
Like being a teacher is just crazy, right? Like it's one thing after another. All right, so today I want to start out this video by, like we normally do, saying thank you to our financial supporters, our Patreon and PayPal, which is just growing and growing. Without the financial supporters, none of this happens. They help us get the plant-based message out to the public. So if you thought about how you can help the show, how you can be part of this, that's how you can help Patreon and PayPal supporters.
Yeah, so today we are cooking with some fava beans. We are cooking with some fermented tempeh.
Yeah, we're trying to do some.
Just whole food.
Yep.
And then we still are doing our protein shakes. So we got to give a shout out to
Earth Chimp, yes. Earth Chimp, Earth Chimp makes it so easy for us. So we're going to use Earth Chimp in...
It's easy because it's clean, and so we've got to buy it for sure.
Well, Tim was like, look, we watch other YouTubers, especially bodybuilders, vegan bodybuilders, and those are all our, like, you know, that's our jam, right? So, and then they're all promoting these other ones, and we're like, don't we want to be part of this other one that's sending all their YouTubers to South America, they all share a house? And I'm like, no, Tim, we don't, because they give the subscribers 10% off the first time, but that's it, and they don't get it again. And he's like, oh yeah. And then he's like, well, what about this one? Don't we want to be part of that one? I'm like, well, you know, I know our peers are doing that, but then that one has gums in it.
Yeah, the gums, the fillers, I just can't do it.
Yeah, right. So, and then you're like, oh yeah. So what we have, the brand ambassador partnership we have, this is the one for us. Like, we're reminded constantly of it.
We really are.
Yeah.
And then the link is a discount each time you order, right?
Yeah, each time, right below this video. We're going to use Earth Chimp today, but every time you order 10% off, and if you order more than $45, just order 2 bags, then you get free shipping. And there's an option when you order to not get the scoop. While we're talking, check out our other channels. I've got software swag right here. You know I'm a teacher, and that's my teacher channel. All the stuff I do with education is right there. And then the other channel, the blog channel, is right now it's just called Joey Troxel because it's just about me. And that shows like day by day how I'm doing, what my progress is. I'm about to put a video up probably next Friday, the Friday after this comes out, that talks about my latest scan and some of the surprising things that happened.
Yes.
Right? Pretty surprising. So I think we have some goals for today, right?
Yes.
First of all, we want to hit our calories, which is around 1,400.
Yes.
The second thing we want to hit is the protein, right?
Yeah.
So what do we want to do on that?
So I think your protein goal, you're doing 120.
120. I lowered it a little bit to 120.
140.
140 just takes me out of a lot of the whole foods, right? So I'm going to do 120 grams of protein at this point from here on in. And one of the reasons is I am working out more. I am burning more calories. So I'm okay backing it down just a little bit. And look, if I start losing some of the progress, I'll go back to 140. But I think at this point, I'm fine. So I'm going to do 120. Another goal is we have some people going, hey, do you have any soy-free options? We're not like soy-free. We don't have celiac disease or anything. I mean, we're actually in really good health. But totally, some of these things we can. So I want at least one meal that I can show you that's soy-free that you can make and go, oh, I'm totally making that.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. Here's
a fourth goal I want to do. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I want to show the benefits of a meal with and without mushrooms.
Oh.
I'm going to show the meal. We're going to make the meal with the mushrooms. And then when we do the chronometer part, I want to show you what it had been without the mushrooms.
Yeah. You know, Joey's not a fan of mushrooms, but we're trying to think of ways to incorporate in terms of size and type of mushroom that's more palatable for you to eat. So, but anyway, showing those numbers is sort of surprising if you're not on the mushroom board.
So I want to try and eat a meal.
So at the end of this video, stay tuned because we'll go over the macros for everything. So we'll have those numbers.
We'll do a full chronometer breakdown, micronutrients also. We do the macronutrients.
Yep.
The micronutrients, the vitamins, the minerals, all of that. We're going to go with every bit of that. You can see how close we came to having a nutritionally complete day. And nutritionally complete would mean we didn't need to take any vitamins.
Correct. But the use of chronometer, so when you do have a deficient day, you know what to plug in, like if it's a vitamin E or
vitamin
omega-3,
absolutely,
vitamin D, something like that. So,
and one other thing while we're doing this, you don't have to stop the video to write this stuff down. And we say this every now and then.
This is a good point.
www.plantbasedsads.net. All the recipes are there. When you go to recipes over there, you'll see high protein recipes and all recipes. All recipes will have everything. If you click on high protein, you'll just get the high protein ones, which are the newer ones.
All right.
So here's what we'll do. We'll jump into our food. We'll have breakfast and lunch together. We'll take a break, make a smoothie. Then we'll have dinner. And we want to get to an ice cream that we're making at the end.
Yes.
All right.
All right, good looking. Let's get cooking.
For breakfast, we're starting off with our eggless hash brown cups. With 398 calories and 18 grams of protein, it's a great way to start your day. We're going to start off with this bag of organic hash browns from Sprouts. Sprouts hasn't had these in over a year. They're at the bottom of my freezer, so I'm going to give them a try. The only ingredient inside these things is organic potatoes, and that's it. I did let these thaw out for about 3 hours, and now I'm throwing them into a bowl. I'm just going to use my hands to make sure there's no frozen pieces left, and they're ready to go. Next, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast and a sprinkle of salt here and a sprinkle of fresh ground pepper to go with it. And then I'm going to use my wooden spoon, just kind of mix it all up to get it all combined. This will form the base of the cups for our muffins. Now I've got a 12-cup muffin pan, and I'm just putting a little bit into each one of these. I did use just a dash of spray oil on these because I don't want them to stick to the pan. And now I'm using my fingers to push the hash browns to the sides and bottom of the cups to leave room to pour in the mung bean batter. This recipe does make 12 muffins, 4 muffins each, so about 3 servings. And you can see here that they are ready to go. I'm going to put these in the oven for 400 degrees Fahrenheit at 20 minutes and let the potatoes cook. While that's happening, I'm going to start my egg batter. This is half the recipe of my mung bean just egg copycat recipe. You can find a link to that video right here, but it's also on plantbasedsads.net. Next, I'm adding about 170 grams of tomatoes, and this is 2 cups of baby spinach that I've chopped and wilted using some steam. Now I'm just going to mix that all together into the egg batter with my wooden spoon here. I want to make sure I get that all combined. And then I'm just going to evenly spoon this into each one of the little cups so I've got them all filled up. It should fill each one of them right to the top. Try and stay in the cup because the batter will stick to the pan. And I'm just trying to get every last drop there, and we're ready to go. These will go back into the same 400 degree Fahrenheit oven for another 15 minutes. Once they're done, let them cool. You should be able to pop them right out of the pan. And you can see here, they're looking good. Now I'm just going to top them with a little bit of scallions. You could definitely put some vegan cheese on here. I was trying to keep the calories down, but it would be a really nice option. And there you have it, 12 beautiful muffins. Look how great these look. What an amazing breakfast this is going to be. Let's give these a little taste, and they are delish. Take a look right here. This is my breakfast, and I can't wait to eat this. Yeah, baby. For lunch, it's our tofu lettuce wraps. These come in at 385 calories and 41 grams of protein. It's an amazing midday meal that keeps you full, and it's just loaded with fresh tastes. To make this meal soy-free, we're going to be using this fava tofu. So it's made from fava bean. It's a really good alternative. You can see here the ingredients are water, salt, fava, and some calcium. We're going to start with a 12-inch Doll-Strong skillet. This is the Gladiator Series 5-ply copper. I absolutely love this thing. I'm starting off a medium heat. I'm going to put a little water in here because I'm not using oil to cook. And I'm going to saute about 3 cloves of garlic that I grated up and a little bit of ginger. I would say about a thumb of ginger that's grated. And some of the 3 scallions that I've chopped up. I'm saving some for filling later on also. Then I'm just going to move that around and let it saute and make sure I don't let it burn. If it needs some water, I'll add some. And you can see right here, it's doing its thing. This is looking really good. I'm gonna let that cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. Next, I'm adding 30 grams of whole cashews. These are the ones from Costco, so it's just the cashews. There's no oil in them or anything. And I'm just gonna move those around and get them sauteed. If you have to add water like I'm doing here, then do that. You don't want anything to burn. Just keep moving it around until it sautés. After about 4 or 5 minutes, I'm gonna dump in my tofu. You can see here that I've cut it up into really small cubes, and I'm just gonna move it around and get the tofu to cook here. The texture of this fava tofu is a little bit different, but it's actually really easy to work with. You can see here it's cooking and doing its thing. It's looking really good. I'm just gonna keep moving it around because I don't want anything to stick. If I need to add a little bit of water, I can, but there is water in the tofu, so you shouldn't need too much. Next, I'm adding 2 ounces or 56 grams of frozen corn, and I'm just gonna mix that around and get that combined here with my wooden spoon. And I've got 3 teaspoons of liquid aminos because I'm trying to keep this soy-free, and I'm just gonna move this around to get it combined. Now I'm adding 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder. This gives it a nice flavor. I'm gonna make sure I get all that out of there. And I'm continuing to stir and combine and cook and saute. And you can see here it's coming along really nice. Next, I'm adding a little bit of sriracha just to kind of kick up the heat a little bit, but that is optional, of course. And I'll just combine that to get it all mixed up. At this point, it's pretty much done cooking. I'm gonna shut the heat off, and once I shut the heat off, I'm gonna toss in 1 teaspoon of balsamic vinegar. I'm not a big fan of balsamic vinegar, but it really works wonders here. And that's it. This is ready to start filling our lettuce. Let's turn it over to Tim.
Okay, we have our butter leaf lettuce. This is really soft, easy to work with, and just the right size to be able to put toppings in and then roll it up. So we've put our main filling down. Now we're gonna put in the toppings, and we've got some fresh cut tomato here. That's always a favorite. Getting our leucine in. And then we have a little bit of chopped avocado. This is gonna be nice and creamy. It's perfect. And then we're just gonna sprinkle some sunflower seeds here. Give us those micro ingredients that we need. So I'll kind of roll it up like this. And look at that, ready for the first bite. Can't wait. So I'm gonna go put this on a plate. I'm gonna make another one. All right, this is for Joey's benefit. We're adding 2 teaspoons of filling. You know, filling for this taco, but also your tummy, right? Yeah, talk to me. Look at, when was the last time you had corn on a diet? Whew. I feel like we're breaking rules here. Let's add some of that Valentine color. I mean, tomatoes. Little creamy avocado, some healthy fat there. And some sunflower seeds. And finish it off with a little bit of scallion. I mean, imagine this with a little chilled white tea or maybe some grapefruit kombucha.
Sea moss.
So awesome. or a few tablespoons of gelled sea moss. Yeah, that was for Joey. Because good looking, we've already been cooking. It's time to dig in.
All right, so breakfast is done, lunch is done, time for a midday protein shake. And of course, we're using Earth Chimp. Again, link below in the description, 10% off, and over $45 you get free shipping.
You know, I think we shared earlier this summer, when filtering the water out in the Berkey, it just really strips it of everything. So I've been adding at least once a day trace mineral drops to water, but now I'm just adding it to the smoothie just to help out to get those, especially when we're working out. I feel like we need to ensure that we've got everything going on. So just a little plug for this. We're not getting paid for it or anything, but just what I'm using right now.
So interesting, when we figured all that, we already figured our meals out the day ahead of time. And when we were missing one of the minerals, one of the micronutrients. This has 250 milligrams of magnesium, and putting this into the smoothie gives us the magnesium we need.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna make the smoothie. Here's what we're putting in. The smoothie is gonna come out to 292 calories and 28 grams of protein.
All right, Brazil nuts. How many do we need?
We're just eating those.
Oh.
Yeah, you can put in the smoothie, 1 each.
Okay.
Just because we need our selenium for the day. All right, there's our selenium.
Nice. Okay. All right, some flaxseed. Is it a tablespoon?
Yeah, tablespoon of flax. Now we're just using the Beast blender or dump it in there.
Omega-3s, that's awesome. All right, some good fiber for the gut. Whole psyllium husk.
Yeah, so we're just using 2 teaspoons of psyllium husk.
Okay. 2 teaspoons. I've been using 2 tablespoons.
I know, don't do that. Psyllium husk is powerful. It will clean you out.
Anyway, yes, I think we had a family member who had colitis, some irritation. Anyway, this was part of the regimen that cleared him up, and
he hasn't had it bound
free for 20 years.
Yes.
So,
all right. So what's next?
So the powerful psyllium husk, and then we want to put in our protein.
Yeah, we're gonna do 2 scoops of Earth Chimp. And this is the chocolate protein powder we're using. This one's my favorite.
Awesome.
All right, so we're using half a cup of milk on this. So 240 milliliters is 1 cup. So or we're just gonna pour it in and not even worry about it.
No, I know. I didn't do this enough. I know.
There's a new section of Chronometer where you don't have to measure anything. You just
No.
put in what you think you had,
No.
and it gives you your information.
I know now not to do that. I mean, I have to strictly put things in because it adds up fast. You can go off the rails pretty fast with fat.
Obviously.
It's all got to be logged. So
I won't be able to sleep at night.
there's nothing like numbers to help you with perception, right?
Or perception to help you with numbers. Now, I've already had a shake, so this is going to be Tim's shake, which is good because I could not manage that whole thing without measuring the milk.
Okay, I know what a cup looks like, guys. All right.
It was half a cup, but okay.
Okay.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Okay.
But you do have more calories than I do. This is a classy show.
Hey. We do have plenty of ball or clear quart
The mason jars?
mason jars.
Yeah, and then we've got that. We show these every time we have a video. The little plastic ball tops that come with the straws.
Reusable straw.
Yeah,
so
so-
when I'm in the car, this won't tip over.
you
Or
can
if I'm
pop
at the
it.
desk,
Yep.
it's not gonna. If it tips over, I'm safe. You know. So just wanted to kind of show you that.
Is that on correctly? All right. All right, protein shake done.
Great.
That is more or less 292 calories, 28 grams protein. All right, are you ready for? Well, we got to run around and get some stuff done, but then we're gonna hit dinner, right?
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
We'll see you then. For dinner, we're having our tempeh stir fry and veggies. At 400 calories and 37 grams of protein, this is a perfect last big meal of the day. We're gonna make our marinade first, and we'll start here with our Dal Strong sauce pot and 1 cup of water. After that, we're using 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Then we're adding 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. After that, I'm gonna throw in some of this stir-fry sauce. You can use teriyaki sauce, whatever you have. This is just what we had on hand. And I'm gonna put in 4 tablespoons of this Sprout stir-fry sauce. It's really low in calories. Next, I'm tossing in 3 cloves of garlic grated and about a thumb of ginger grated. Then we'll grab my whisk and just whisk this around. I'm gonna heat this up and cook it and saute it and mix it until all the sugar is dissolved. I'm just making a marinade for the tempeh here. I'm gonna keep mixing that until it's heated all the way through, and you can see here it's kind of bubbling and ready to go. I'm just using this Franklin Farms tempeh here. It's the original organic tempeh, and I'm gonna use 2 packages of this, so about 16 ounces. You can see here I've cut it up into cubes and it's kind of ready to go. I'm just gonna take the marinade we cooked and just dump it right into a bowl with the tempeh in it. I want to make sure it's a bowl that I have a lid for, so any container you have a lid for is perfect. And now I'm just sticking the lid on, and I'm going to get around. I'm going to have to turn it upside down and shake it, so I'm going to go around there and make sure it's on nice. And then I'm just going to turn it upside down and shake it up, and I want to get everything coated with that sauce that we made. That's the flavor right there. Now Tim's got 2 fingers out to remind me that we're tossing it in the fridge for 2 hours. Once your 2 hours is up, you can start with the skillet and a little bit of water, and we've got 10 ounces of cremini mushrooms here. Tim's chopped them up because I just hate the texture of them. They add a lot to this meal. And we're just gonna saute them. We're gonna move them around. And this is the way mushrooms work. They have a lot of water in them. So at some point they just start releasing the water and they reduce down to like a really small percentage of the size. So just keep stirring them and keep them moving. And you can kind of see right here, that's what's left of them. When they get to this point, they're done. And now we're gonna add our marinated tempeh in here and just kind of get it all mixed in with the mushrooms and get that stirred together. We just want to get all of this tempeh heated through. So I'm just going to give it some time to get to know the flavors that are already in the pan. Once it gets to this point, we're just going to add in a cornstarch slurry mixture. This is some cornstarch mixed with water, and I just let it sit for a minute or 2. Now I'm going to dump it right in here in the skillet, give it a moment to heat up, and this will thicken the marinade into a really nice sauce. Just going to keep moving it around. It's not going to take long. It'll take maybe a minute, and that's it. And we'll get a really nice glaze on this. And you can see right here, like the sauce is thickened up and it's just coating everything. It's no longer thin. This is exactly what we're looking for. Once everything is nicely heated through, which is exactly what's happening here, you're ready to plate this up. This is looking good, even with the mushrooms. This recipe makes 4 serving. So you want to put 25% of the tempeh on a plate with 1 cup of broccoli per plate and a half a cup of carrots per plate. And then we're gonna top this with some scallions and it is ready to go. This is a very nice, large, filling dinner and perfect for a high-protein lifestyle. Let's eat. And not actually part of the meal today, but because I wanted to do this, we're doing a strawberry protein ice cream. With 198 calories and 20 grams of protein for the whole container, this is a perfect way to end any day. We're gonna start with some actual strawberries, some fresh strawberries. These aren't fresh, they're from Costco, they're frozen, but some frozen strawberries. And we're gonna do 100 grams, or as close to it as we can get. That's close enough. Then we're going to tar out the scale and add 25 grams of monk fruit sweetener. I'm using this because it's very low in calories. You're welcome to use sugar if you want. Then we're tarring out the scale again. We're going to put in the Simply Delish Strawberry Instant Pudding. I'm going to use 6 grams from that package in here. Then I'm tearing out the scale again. Now we're putting in 5 grams of lemon juice. Tearing out the scale again. And this time we're changing the units to milliliters, and we're gonna put in 1 cup or 240 milliliters of this Ripple plant milk. Then we're tearing out the scale again, and we're gonna add our protein powder. It's our Earth Chimp vanilla powder. And we're gonna put in 20 grams of protein powder. Now we're gonna tear the scale out again, and we're gonna put in 3 grams of vanilla extract. We'll tear the scale out one more time, and we're gonna put in just under 1 gram of xanthan gum. Now I'm making this in the blender because of the frozen strawberry, so I can't use like the little frother. I'm just gonna throw this on the base of the blender. And you can see here, it's all blended and ready to go. So I'm gonna throw it into the container here, and I wanna make sure I get every little last bit of this out. And now it's ready for the freezer. We're just gonna put the cover on. Notice I got a strawberry cover for the strawberry. Off it goes into the freezer for 24 hours. All right. Let's see what it tastes like. We showed the recipe. We don't know what this is gonna taste like. We haven't done this yet, but usually they're pretty good, right? We are gonna try a mix-ins this time, right?
Exactly. So I've run this under warm water right now. We're gonna put it in here, run it a couple times, and then we're gonna add some strawberry mix-ins.
Yeah, some strawberry mix-ins. So that's a completely different function on here.
Yeah.
So at this point, we're putting this in. We're gonna do the light ice cream and let it run for the 4 minutes or whatever, right? And then we'll do the respin 1 or 2 times.
That's locked. Okay. Power on. Let's do light ice cream. And then.
All right, so that's a few respins right there. Let's take a look at this and see what we have. All right, take a look at this. Yeah, you can see how creamy that looks. That's like so ready to go right there. All right, so we're at the point where we normally would eat it, but we want to do some mix-ins, right?
Yes.
There's a mix-in setting, right?
Yeah, the strawberry tastes delicious. We want to add some strawberries to have some chunks of that in there.
So do we make a hole and dump it in the middle? How does this work?
You know, it kind of already has a hole
Right.
in the center, as you saw in the photo.
So we've got some strawberries here, right?
Yeah, so I took like 4 frozen strawberries, cut them in half. So while this was spinning, this has been defrosting, so
Right.
it's right at the right temperature, I think.
So now the mix-in setting doesn't blend it. It just kind of folds it all together.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I'm gonna. Is this too much, or do you think it's enough?
Yeah. Let's do like half of that.
Oh, we got it too much, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, I just dump it all in. It's fine with me. I don't care.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
strawberry
Okay.
ice cream. What's going to be too strawberry?
I love strawberries, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. We've never mixed in before, so like we'll know now if it's too much. All right, so we pop that in, and then there's a mix-in setting.
Okay. And we're gonna light ice cream, then we'll hit mix in. It's just a button.
All right, let's see what happens. All right, so the mix-ins is done. Let's
Yes.
see what we have here. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, you know, there's the strawberries are kind of soft.
Oh yeah, take a look at that.
Look at these little chunks. Nice. It's exactly what we wanted.
All right, let's pull it out of there and let's start giving it a taste. All right, so we've thrown some strawberries in there, whole strawberries. We did some food photography, so we're just gonna spoon this out. Look at the chunks of strawberries. Does that look delicious or what? Like I can't wait to try this. All right,
I
let's
got
give
a
this
spoon
shot.
for you?
Yep.
All right.
I love these little golden spoons that come with
Yes.
All right, let's see what we got here. Holy smoke.
It's exactly what I want.
Wow, it is delicious.
You know, you saw we added a little bit of a mix in strawberry, right? So, adding the fresh strawberries with this solidifies its natural flavor. Like, it's just, this is exactly what I want for summer day.
So this isn't included in our day of food because I can tell you right now, here's what we do with these. Whenever we make these, we have a few spoonfuls and we're like, oh yeah, we're done. It goes back in the freezer. And then we don't get any of the protein in it or anything, right? So we're not really counting it as a meal because I like this whole thing is one meal. I forget the actual macros, but it's like 200 calories or 190 calories and like 20 grams of protein, right? So that's a whole meal right there. And I'm not going to eat the whole meal. I'm having a two spoonfuls.
Like, I'm just satisfied right now. Like,
Yeah,
that
so
was nice.
We're throwing this in the video so you can see the recipe, but it's not going to be included in our day of food because I'm not eating this whole meal, right? Maybe one more spoonful, but that's it.
Yep.
But it's absolutely delicious.
So I feel like sometimes when dinner's done, and now I've got to do the dishes, it's just sort of nice to like, okay, come together. Let's have a couple spoonfuls of
Yeah.
this. Just, it's nice to finish the day like that. I don't know. It's just,
And this is kind of how we like to eat it. Just the two of us out of the little container like this, like
which might seem gross to you, but like, I don't want a whole setting. This is what I want. I'm good.
And my little gold silverware. I mean, that's it. All right, so that's our whole day of food. Let's go over the numbers, right?
Time to go over the numbers. I'm going to take care of this.
Yeah.
Get this back in the freezer. Okay.
All right, so you can see here, breakfast was 298 calories, 18 grams of protein, 55 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of fat. That was the Joey Troxel eggless protein hash brown cups. By the way, when you see these videos and see that name on that, if you and I are friends on Chronometer, either if you have the premium and you send me a friend request, or if you don't have the premium and you ask me, you email me and say, hey, can you add me as a friend, which you can do, then that's what you're looking for on Chronometer to find the recipe, and you'll get the macros. For lunch, we had the tofu lettuce wraps. That was 385 calories, 41 grams of protein, 24 grams of carbs, and 15 grams of fat. And then after all that, we had the smoothie. Tim and I had the smoothie. So we went over that together, 292 calories, 28 grams of protein, 19 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of fat. For dinner, we had the stir-fried tempeh with veggies, and that came in at 400 calories, 37 grams of protein, 45 grams of carbs, and 13 grams of fat with the mushrooms. So a full day, 1,374 calories, just under 1,400, 124.2 grams of protein of the 120 I wanted to get, 142 grams of carbs, which is pretty good, and 42 grams of fat. I'm just over the 40, but that's fine with me. I don't care. Interesting. I want you to look at this. Here is the side-by-side view of the nutrients, the macronutrients, with mushrooms and without. First, without the mushrooms, you see our B1 is only 50%. Without the mushrooms, our B2 is 66%. Our B3 is 48%. Our B5 is 41%. Our B6 is 69%. And if we jump down to folate, our folate is 87%. Now, if you look at the mushrooms, right, our B1 goes from 50% to 70%. Right, that's a big jump just by adding the mushrooms, which give very little calories. Our B2 goes from 66 to 149%. Mushrooms are loaded with B2, right? If you look at B3, we go from 48% to 127%. Again, a lot of vitamin B in mushrooms. If you look at the B5, 41% to 108%, all from adding those mushrooms. The B6, 69% to 89%, and the folate goes from 87% to 100. And the calorie difference was minimal. It was very light. Mushrooms, they're not very calorically dense, and they have some protein in them too. So that's another whole thing. So when you look at all that, you love mushrooms, I don't, but they're a winner in your meal. Right?
Yeah, there is a product out called, what is it?
Meaty. Everyone keeps suggesting these. You guys gotta try Meaty. We're eating it.
We are. So I'm surprised by the amount of protein.
Yeah.
Without the cholesterol or any of that stuff, right? So I'll either like pan saute it, just flipping it every 2 minutes, or I'll put it in the air fryer. They have a steak version. They have like what looks like a chicken breast, and they have a breaded version.
Yeah.
I've been cooking that and then slicing it and putting it on a salad. So I wanted to use this time to introduce a couple products. So
yeah, some new products we've been using.
So for when we were using the tofu cubes, it's soy-free. This is from fava beans. So it's in the same texture as soybeans, but that's what it's made from.
That meal is a soy-free meal because of the fava bean tofu.
Yeah, and I think 10 years ago we learned to alternate our greens to get that variety of greens, right? We see this in the animal kingdom as well. Like, okay, so the same thing with our protein sources. We want a variety for amino profiles to get a variety. So I'll do a shout out to Deb. Deb volunteers at a animal sanctuary.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, so on those days, she'll bring something vegan. She doesn't really like the tofu TVP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's soy, so.
Yeah. So her alternative that she wanted to show me or brought this in for me is a high protein meatless crumbles, and it's with pea protein.
So this is a pea version of the TVP.
Yeah. So
like
if you don't
crumbles.
Yeah, I don't notice a flavor too distinct with TVP, but if you do, or you have that sensitivity, maybe give this a try or look this up. But again, the brand is Noble Plate. Yeah.
Plate. We haven't used this yet.
We haven't used this yet.
We wanted to show you that we picked this up.
Yeah, but I wanted to show you, give you another alternative.
Yeah.
If something is either, something bothers their stomach. Anyway, here's another variety. So Deb, thanks again for surprising me and bringing that to attention. And I have a story.
Is a story?
We captured a pigeon who had a broken leg.
Oh, okay.
And our friend brought the bird into an animal sanctuary, and they were able to fix it. It's so friendly, so people friendly that they're actually going to use it for their education center.
Oh, that's awesome.
So anyway, that all happened this week. I do want to share that note of positivity. So
Yeah, and speaking of birds, you know who's back.
Oh, yes.
All right, that's our meals for today. A whole day of food, as close to whole foods as we can get it right now, with 1,400 calories and 120 grams of protein. I know the sauce isn't a whole food, but most of it was, right? And we've showed you some great ideas for upcoming products. Next week, we're going to have a video of all different smoothies. It's St. Patty's Day, and I want to do a green smoothie, so we're going to kick it off with kind of all the different options with our Earth Gym protein powder.
Yeah.
We'll do all the different smoothies, and we'll show you some different, you don't need to have a 500 calorie smoothie to get protein. You can have it really simple, or you could spend a lot of calories to get a lot of protein, right?
For it to still be tasty.
For still to be tasty, yes. All right, that's our video for today. Please hit that like button, show us some love. Click on the subscribe button, click that bell. You get notified every time we have a new video, usually every Tuesday. And leave a comment below. Are you doing this with me? So many of you are. Did you get any ideas out of this? Those of you who are asking for soy-free options, there you go right there. We just showed you an entire meal that's soy-free, plus that crumble product, which is a good option. Have you used it? Let us know. For those of you that keep telling us about meaty mushroom products, we know we're using them. We need to put a video together with them, but we're using them. All right.
Well, I'm absolutely feeling really good exercising and our diet. I think you are too.
Well, I don't want to get into it in this video, but there's so many changes to my health that you don't even know about that I'm going to talk about either in the next video or in the blog video.
Yeah. So this is so much fun to share. It's a lot of work, but thanks for joining us.
Yes, we're not nutritionists, so don't look at this and go, oh, this is what these guys are doing, they're wrong. We're not telling you to do any of this. I don't care if you do this or not. I'm just showing you what we're doing and showing you how we're doing it. You do you, boo. We'll see you next time.
Take care.